Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, look, we knew this was it, wasn't it? Really, barring a miracle, this was it. This was it. I think it's pointless to talk about that performance. But what I will say about that performance is it was almost beautiful because it was the most season-defining performance I've ever seen. Big game, concede early, like the first few minutes, right? Have chances, miss them, miss them, miss them. Come out second half, no reaction. They score early in the second half, 2-0. We get one back, game on. 2 seconds later, they score 3-1, game over. Season finished, season done. That's been it, and that's been what's happened most of the season in some way, shape, or form. It's been that. It's been a lack of anything or everything we need to stay in this league, really. And I was looking at the players at the end of the game. And, I've done a lot of kind of courses on recruitment and psychology and stuff like that. I pride myself on being quite good at understanding players' body shapes and faces. My word, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. There's a lot of them didn't care enough. I compare them all. I compare a lot of them to the players out there that looked in their face distraught, and there was a few of them. The obvious ones we know about: Luke Ayling, for example, Cooper, Jack Harrison went to the crowd, give them the shirt. Some players didn't even leave the centre circle, really. They did a little lap round. Nowhere near the crowd, nowhere near the fans, just a little clap. This face. When players don't care enough, I say not all. Players don't care enough, you're not going to do anything. See with anything. Nothing's going to happen. I've seen Jack Harrison give the shirt, and I'm looking at Jack's face. Pale. Looks pale. He looks sick. I genuinely believe with all my fibre that he wanted Leeds to stay in this league. And he is bothered. But he deserves that next step. Because he's given us everything. Look, inconsistent and all this, whatever. Thank you. Genuinely to Jack. And the way he dealt with that at the end was what every player should have done. But what they did was what they've done scared. Didn't want to face it. Didn't want to face relegation. Didn't want to face the fans. It's the same thing. Same with the club. It's the same with everything. We didn't want to face that idea of relegation, really. Rodrigo cared. He looked distraught, angry, coming off. And that's it for me. I was watching the BT coverage. Gary McAllister and Peter Crouch talking at the end. It was very insightful, actually. And I can't remember which one of them said it. I think it was Crouchy. He said, there's a lot of players there, and this is his paraphrasing, but the next bit is what he said. He said, there's a lot of players there who think they'll be too good for the championship. However, they've proven this season they are not. That really, I went, yeah, he's right. There's a lot of players in our team now who will be looking at moves. And obviously, look, you want to better your career, you want to get the most money and be at the best club you can. Okay, obviously, I understand that. But the audacity in modern football is a lot of these players won't even bring you the championship because they want more than that. And actually, a lot of them, it's not all of them, but a lot of them have not done enough to prove themselves. And that's what Pete Crouch is saying, and he's so right. What makes you think you're better than that? You're not. You're a product of where we are. They're the biggest product. Well, you could argue there's other bigger products, the ownership or the management, whatever. But the players are 1/3 of that. And they're a huge part of it. And they failed massively this season. Massively failed. The audacity is, well, overwhelming, but this is the sport we're in. This is what's normal. I just think this players now are too quick to leave a club. They're too quick to go somewhere else and try and get the big deals. Look at Calvin Phillips, for example. He stayed with us when he could have got double the wages and Premier League football, but he stayed one more year and he got Leeds into the Premier League and got his reward the year after that to go into the City, to be on 3 times the wages and win a Premier League. There's no rush in football. Grow and develop as a player. Be the best player you can. So many players these days, They reach a level here, they never go above it. Genuinely. Because they're so quick to leave the club and find somewhere better. Be the person that gets your club to that level. And it frustrates me. But that's the way football is, and it's annoying. Gary McAllister said that as well. We were both talking about it. It's done, and it was being done. Why is it done? Who is the reason? I'll go into this. I'm going to make videos on each individuals that I think are the problem. But at the end of the day, everything was a problem. Ownership, recruitment, players, managers. It was all a joint effort. You don't go down with one of them being bad. You go down with everything being bad. Look at Leicester. Exactly the same situation. Players Leicester had last year with when I win the FA Cup a few years ago in Europe, they didn't recruit for a relegation fight. In January, we didn't recruit for a relegation fight. And that's why I'm going to talk about Jorginho Rutter. I don't usually talk about stuff like this, but it's because now the season's finished, we can reflect on it fully. And I'm reflecting on it right now. You bring a player like that in. If you're a luxury player, you can maybe bring some ways and cheers from the crowd, get the crowd going, bring a bit of skill, a bit of speed, a bit of directness. But when you're bringing that player in, you're bringing that player into a situation where I promise you, he's been told, you're going to be a simple squad player, you'll come on, no pressure on you. There's 2 strikers at the club. Pressure's on them. You'll come in, you'll have a bit of fun, maybe I'm winning 1 or 2-0. They'll bring you on, you'll do your bit, you'll score a few goals. That's your role this season. In actual fact, what he did was he got brought in, and you get the Rodrigo injury, and then Bamford's not fit, and suddenly there's all the pressure on him to perform. It's not fair on him. That was not the role he was given, not the role he was told he would be given when he came to the club. He's been let down in that sense. But you can't help injuries. This is the situation. This is what happens. He was not ready for that. And you guys know I made a video on it. I still believe what I said in that video. He's come into a situation now suddenly where everything is stressful and everything's horrible. He just wants to go home. He's 20 years old. He doesn't speak well English. Good English. Neither can I, apparently. He doesn't speak good English. That's been told. He misses home. He's a young guy. And he's been thrown in this situation where everyone's like, well, he should come on and change the game. He was never brought in to do that this year. He was brought in this year to just be that guy. Come in and do a little bit. Not change a game, not start a game, not win a game. That was not his role this season. And that comes back to the idea of everyone around it. And the owners said it, the players said it at times. We don't think we're in a relegation battle. But what happened was that crept up on you. And it did. And it slowly crept up and crept up and crept up. And you didn't have the players who had the mentality of the relegation battle. They had the mentality of, oh, we'll be fine. It was never the case. And then you bring in players like McKennie again and Rutter, who are not the players you need in a relegation fight. They're luxury players who are good for you when you're looking up. We were looking down. Well, the situation was we should have been looking down, but we weren't. We were looking up. There was never that mentality that we could go down. It's impossible, we were told. It was never impossible. It's the Premier League. And don't get me wrong, I think there was a way this could have worked this year. And there's some things you can't control. You can't control injuries. And we had bad. We had a bad few injuries, especially around the World Cup. When we lost, at the time, our best informed players in Nonto, Woba and Adams, and then Sinistera. Game winner. That hurts. That derails a season. It was never railed. It was never really going in the first place. Because the second we lost momentum and stopped winning games, the mentality of the players switched directly to what happened last year. Everything became stressed. Everything became tired. Everything became lead boots. Everything became doom and gloom. There was never that character in there that could really pull them out of it. And this was proof because we changed the manager. Brought a coach in Javier Gracia who understands his tactics, who knows the way he plays, but he didn't have what we needed in terms of the mentality to get the players out of this dark place. He didn't have that. And that's not an indictment on him. He's not that coach. Not everyone is. He's a coach in a different way. We needed the coach who could really do that. We brought Sam Allardyce in with 4 games, and for a short period he did do that. But in the end, not enough in this team to get us out of it. The second we conceded, we saw the same patterns. We saw it today when we scored a goal again. We conceded a few minutes later. You're not staying in the league if you're doing that. You're finished. Everything this year has been bad from everyone. It's not been good enough. Any way, shape or form. It's just not been good enough. Anywhere. And I'll do individual reasons why. What this has led to is Leeds United being relegated. I know there'll be fans watching Leeds stuff and laughing at Leeds fans right now. But look at Burnley fans last year when they went down and all Leeds fans were taking the mick out of them. Look at them now, look at us. A lot can change in a year in football, and that's the same now. If we get recruitment right, we get the right coach. We sort out this ownership thing quick, by the way. We have to do that quick. This cannot drag on. We have to sort that out. Get a director of football or whatever, sporting director, whichever way you want to take it. Get them people in. Get the manager. Then get every player you want. Your first target. Do anything to get them. And get Leeds out of this league. If we get everything right, we will fly up. We have to get everything right. We have to get rid of the players, like Crouchy and McAllister said. Get rid of the players that don't want to be there. Find out quickly. Get them gone. Keep the players that want to be there. Build around that. Build around some of the young players. Bring in some good players, some experience as well. Create a team that can go straight back up. Do not make the same mistakes. Right now, it's a bad area. Bad place to be in. We're all in limbo. We don't know what's going on. We have to get things right and we have to bounce back up. I think we can. A lot of that will depend on what happens in the next week. The next week is vital. I'm going to do individual videos on loads of things. Don't worry, I've got content coming. A lot of it. Because I need to talk about this. I need to discuss these things. We need to... There might be some other stuff going on as well with me. It's crossed. But we'll see. Let's now deal with this first. Grieve. Do whatever you want. Grieve. You know what I mean? Got to be back from this quickly. We have to sort everything out quickly. Everything has to be done fast. Well. No messing about. This hurts. I might not seem as hurt because I accepted it. And there was no real hope today. We did the Leeds thing. We went down early. Didn't really come back. Other teams scored. It was what it was. It was what it was. Right now, have to react to this fast. Everything was wrong this year. Everything. Not one thing. Everything. It all comes together to make success. And not one thing was right. Hence why we went down. Have to get rid of everything that is wrong. Keep the things that are good. To make right decisions. Look, this club will carry on. I'm going to still try to go to every game next year. I probably won't get tickets. But maybe I will this year. Maybe I'll get more tickets. Get in. Let's get this right. Let's be bullish and let's move on. It's done now. Nothing we can do about it. In terms of you lot, legends, the support I got this season was nuts. Honestly, insane. Genuinely. I never expected it. I did this because I was bored and I wanted to talk about my football club and talk to other people and understand opinions, understand perspectives and other people. But even to have 10 subscribers was insane. But some of the support I've got is the comments genuinely like, wow. I appreciate every single one of you. This ain't stopping. We'll keep going. Best believe. More and more. More and more is coming. Don't worry about that. And I know a few of you on a few videos are coming about live streams. Potentially, we'll see. I'm not good live. I often say things before I speak. I need to articulate can't speak. You know what I mean? That word, myself, before I speak. So no, I'm joking. I'm fine. I'm weird with life. We'll see. Maybe in the future. We'll see. I appreciate support, and yeah, we'll keep going with this. We have to keep going with this. We're all in this together. You know what I mean? Let's just get it done now. Let's just move on. Let's get on with it. This hurts. I want to cry. I want to laugh. I want to scream. I always love this badger. Yeah, what it is, man. Everyone enjoy your evenings. Don't let this club ruin you. If you're younger, don't let this club ruin you because they've done it a lot. Especially some older guys on here who've been around for a long time. Apologies, but you've said that. They've seen a lot of stuff. Those guys know what's happening. They're the opinions I really like. People that have literally supported the club for 40, 50, 60 years. Because they've seen everything. You know, I've only seen dark times. Maybe this doesn't affect me as much because I've only really known League One. I think I went to the ground a season or two when it was well, and then it got bad quickly. So I only really remember League One Championship. But yeah, let me know what you guys think on everything. There's more videos gonna be coming on this. A lot of stuff. I appreciate the support. You're all legends. We'll be back, march on together, and all that. All leads away, whatever. Love it. Bye, guys.